So do you spend a lot of time here with your family?
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, I hear
Thank
that
you.
you're now a grandfather.
Yes, I am.
Twins.
Oh my God.
Double trouble.
Two girls and the twins. And the boy is 8 months now and the twins are 5.
At 76 years old, André Rieu has finally opened his heart to share something far more personal than his music. His love for the woman who quietly stood beside him through every triumph and challenge. For decades, she remained in the background, avoiding fame and recognition. Yet, she was the reason the music never stopped. Her unwavering support became the hidden melody behind every waltz, every standing ovation, and every encore. Now, for the first time, the world-renowned maestro is revealing the truth behind every note he has ever played. And what he shares isn't just a love story. It's the secret legacy behind one of the most remarkable musical lives in history, the woman behind the maestro. For more than 50 years, André Rieu has captivated the world with sweeping violin performances, grand waltzes, and concerts that feel like dreams brought to life. From royal stages to glittering ballrooms, his presence has been a symbol of elegance and emotion. Yet behind the dazzling lights, the refined tuxedos, and the thunderous applause, there was always someone else, someone the cameras never focused on. Her name is Marjorie Rieu. She was never part of the orchestra, but she shaped every note. She didn't take a bow at the end of each performance, but she made sure the curtain rose at the beginning. While millions saw André the showman, Marjorie saw André the man. And now at 76, the maestro is finally acknowledging her vital role. In a rare and emotional confession, he said, simply, she was the heart of it all. This isn't just a love story. It's the foundation of a legacy. While André Rieu became a global icon, selling out arenas and redefining the image of classical music, it was Marjorie who quietly built the foundation that made it possible. She didn't crave applause or recognition. She gave André something far more valuable: peace, stability, and a true partnership. While the world hailed him as a genius, Marjorie was the one who reminded him to eat, to rest, to breathe. She was the steady hand behind the magic, ensuring that the man behind the music stayed grounded. To truly understand the soul of André's work, the passion, the romance, the emotion, one must first understand the woman who gave him the freedom to create it. Their story doesn't begin on a grand stage, but on a quiet street in Maastricht, where a young dreamer met the woman who would become his lifelong compass. When André met Marjorie, long before he became known as the Waltz King, André was just a passionate, ambitious music student, emotional, restless, and overflowing with dreams of changing the world through music. His mind was full of melodies, but he had yet to find direction. Then he met Marjorie. Unlike others who were captivated by his charm or ambition, she was calm, thoughtful, and grounded, a woman more interested in ideas than glamour. Where André burned with intensity, she radiated quiet strength. Despite their differences, something clicked immediately between them. They spent long walks under the trees, sharing deep conversations that stretched late into the night. They bonded over their love for the arts, and not for fame, but for meaning. We saw the world from different windows, André later reflected. But we always looked out together. Their connection wasn't built on grand gestures or extravagant displays of affection. Instead, it was built slowly through mutual respect, curiosity, and intellectual companionship. Marjorie challenged him. Not just emotionally, but mentally. She pushed him to think differently, to see beyond music and into life itself. In her, André found not only love but purpose. While he dreamed, she planned. When the fragile idea of forming his own orchestra began to take shape, it was Marjorie who envisioned the road ahead. Long before anyone else did, more than a wife, the architect of a dream. When André Rieu launched the Johann Strauss Orchestra, the world saw a visionary with a violin in his hand and a sparkle in his eyes. But what the world didn't see and still rarely recognizes was the woman behind the scenes managing every detail. That woman was Marjorie. She was more than supportive. She was strategic. She co-wrote scripts, handled logistics, managed finances, and dealt with crises that could have derailed the entire production. André may have conducted the music, but Marjorie conducted the business. Without her, there might never have been an orchestra. André has often said, she didn't just believe in me. She made it possible. While he practiced for perfection, she booked flights, coordinated tours, and ensured that every musician had what they needed. She handled sponsors, venues, last-minute emergencies, and travel nightmares, all with grace and without ever asking for recognition. Their relationship was unusual in show business. They weren't flashy or dramatic, but deeply united. While fans saw André dazzling under the lights, it was Marjorie who ensured the stage stood firm and the lights stayed on. She never sought applause. But without her, there would have been no music to applaud at all. Private love in a public world. As André's fame reached incredible heights, Marjorie did something extraordinary. She stayed out of the spotlight. While thousands screamed his name and cameras followed him across continents, she remained a mystery by choice. She didn't want fame or attention. While André performed under the stars, she stayed home, caring for their children, managing their business, and protecting their private world from the chaos of celebrity life. Marjorie preferred quiet evenings and books to flashing cameras and applause. She never needed to be seen to matter, André once said. She raised their two sons largely on her own while André traveled the globe for months at a time. She faced loneliness and exhaustion with quiet dignity, never complaining or resenting the life they had built. Their love was not sustained by fame, but by faith, by handwritten letters, late-night phone calls, and the rare but precious days together at home. It wasn't loud or glamorous, but it was real and unbreakable. By choosing to remain behind the scenes, Marjorie gave André something that most stars lose, a sanctuary. But even the strongest hearts face moments of weakness. In 2010, the music nearly stopped. André collapsed during a tour, suffering from exhaustion, vertigo, and dizziness. It was a frightening moment, the kind that could end a career. Through it all, Marjorie was there holding him up, keeping him grounded and reminding him that his greatest symphony wasn't played on stage, but lived in the quiet love they shared. She kept me standing. The collapse came without warning. It was 2010, and André was in the middle of an intense world tour. Endless rehearsals, sleepless nights, and constant travel. Then suddenly, his body gave out. He began experiencing frightening dizzy spells, unbearable vertigo, and overwhelming exhaustion. At first, he thought it was just fatigue. But soon, he couldn't even stand on stage without the world spinning around him. The maestro, who had spent his life conducting music, now struggled to conduct his own steps. The diagnosis was devastating. A severe inner ear infection and extreme burnout. Doctors ordered him to stop everything immediately. For a man whose identity was built around music, it felt like the world had gone silent. Tours were cancelled, fans were disappointed, and for the first time in decades, André was forced to confront life without the stage. It was like someone pulled the ground from under me, he later confessed. I thought it was the end. But while André's world tilted into uncertainty, Marjorie never wavered. She became his anchor, his caregiver, and his strength. When he had none left, she managed the chaos of cancellations, comforted anxious staff, and protected him from the overwhelming pressure of the media. While others panicked over lost profits and postponed shows, she focused only on one thing: helping André heal. She kept me standing, he said simply, tears in his eyes. Those months of recovery were some of the hardest of their lives. The house that had once echoed with melodies now sat in quiet stillness. André feared he might never return to the stage, but Marjorie refused to let him surrender. She reminded him that the man mattered more than the music, that his worth wasn't tied to applause or ticket sales. Music will wait, she told him softly. But your health, your heart, those can't. Slowly, under her care, André began to recover. Walks around the garden replaced rehearsals. Meals together replaced sound checks, and bit by bit, the music returned. First in whispers, then in full soaring melodies. When he finally stepped back on stage, months later, his eyes filled with tears. He looked into the crowd and said, "I wouldn't be here without her." A love that became legacy. For André and Marjorie, success was never measured by fame or fortune. It was measured by endurance, the ability to hold on through decades of constant travel, public attention, and private challenges. Their marriage wasn't built on perfection, but on understanding. They gave each other freedom to grow, space to breathe, and unwavering trust. In a world that celebrates glamour, they celebrated quiet loyalty. Marjorie continued to stay behind the curtain, ensuring everything ran smoothly, while André brought joy to millions. Even today, she rarely appears in interviews or photographs. But her influence is everywhere, in the music, in the laughter of the orchestra members she treated like family, and in the peace that radiates from André whenever he speaks of home. Fans often ask André the secret behind his endless energy and optimism. He always gives the same